Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a 50 facts about me, like get to know me kind of video. I realized that I've been here on YouTube, it'll be like 2 years in a few months, and I've never done anything to like introduce or like say this is who I am, and I've shared a lot of personal stuff. I feel like you guys know a lot of things about me without really knowing who I am. So today I wanted to share some things, kind of give you a background on my life, where I've come from, like why I do the things that I do now, and I just hope you guys enjoy this. I tried to go through and figure out like what were the most commonly asked questions. A lot of you guys ask the same questions over and over again, so I feel like this is a great place to answer all of them. Before I get into it, I'm going to just leave my Instagram here if you're interested in following. I have kind of thought about doing like question and answer videos because, like I said, I do get like a lot of the same questions over and over again, and so I think if I ever do that, I'll probably like have you guys ask the questions on Instagram and then I'll answer them here on YouTube. I feel like that would be the easiest way to get all the questions in one place. So anyways, if you're interested in doing that, definitely follow me on Instagram so you can see that post. I kind of split it into categories, like kind of like growing up, and then I'm gonna talk a lot about hair, answer like all the hair questions because that I definitely get the most questions about, and then like my kids, and then just like whatever. I kind of split them into categories to make it more organized. I have about 50 facts. It just kind of depends on like if you're gonna count this as like 2, if I like talk about it in more depth, like that might be 2 facts, you know. Anyways, so the first thing is I am 26 years old. I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, and my mom was also born in Las Vegas, so she was like, you know, a Las Vegas native back when it was, you know, what it was in the past. And then my dad is actually from Hawaii. He is Hawaiian, so obviously he was born in Hawaii, and then they met in college, and then they got married and moved to Las Vegas. I lived in Las Vegas my whole life, and then I moved to Utah for college. I went to school at BYU, Brigham Young University, if you've heard of that. And in college, I got a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education and Health Education, so I could go on to be a PE teacher or a health teacher. I always thought that would be really, really fun, and yeah, it was a fun degree. Definitely, I really loved like the health portion. I always kind of imagine that when my kids are in school, I'll go back and I'll be like a health teacher, and I think it would be so much fun, and then I could stalk my kids a little bit. I grew up playing all sports. My dad, his job was in recreation, and he worked for the city doing sports coordination, and so that was like our life. We just like did sports. That was what we did, and I'm grateful for that. I really love that. It kind of led into probably the passion or the person who I am today for physical activity and health and that kind of stuff. And so I definitely loved all sports. I played most all sports growing up, but I played soccer and basketball competitively. When I got into high school, I started running cross country and track, and I realized like I love that so much. I fell in love with track. That was like my life at the time, and everything revolved around that. So when I went to college, I definitely thought that I would be running track in college. It didn't work out. The first year I went to try out, it was just a whole thing. Like they didn't even have tryouts. They just didn't take any new members that year. So I kind of thought that, okay, well that's over. That ship has sailed. I guess I'm not gonna run track in college. And then the door opened again. I contacted a coach, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. Like come to practices and we'll get you trying out for the team. And so I started that, and then around then is when I got married, and then I had my first baby. So I never really got to join the track team, which is probably one of my biggest regrets in life. But when I put it into perspective, I got that experience still of running and being with the team, and I thought that was really fun. So like I said, I got married when I was 21 and I was still in school. I had my first baby when I was 22, so shortly after, I guess you can call it a honeymoon baby. We had Jacob. So I was 22 when I had Jacob. I felt really young. None of my friends had babies, and so I felt really young. The next member of our family came when Jacob turned 1. We got him a dog for his birthday, so our dog Rico was Jacob's birthday present for his first birthday. So around then I graduated college, and I got my first real job with my college degree as a PE teacher, and I didn't love it. And so I didn't keep that job very long, and I realized that I really just wanted to be home with Jacob. So I have so much respect for all the working moms and the sacrifice that you make for your family. I don't know how you do it. I'm amazed. Around then, I got pregnant for the second time, and that pregnancy actually ended in a miscarriage, which I have actually never shared on YouTube. But yeah, that was my second pregnancy, and to be honest, I still count that as one of my children. I still felt like a love for that baby, and I feel like I will have that baby again someday. That pregnancy was actually a surprise, but because of that experience, I knew that we were ready for a second child. That's when we started trying to get pregnant with Noah. So Noah was born right after Jacob turned 2. When Noah was 6 months old, I had a surprise pregnancy, and that's how we got Malia. So now I have my 3 babies, and I think we're done. So now we live in Utah still, and I think we'll probably live here for a while or forever. We play around with the idea of maybe moving to Peru or somewhere more exotic, but I think for the most part we are going to live in Utah. And my mom actually lives just a few miles away, so that's awesome. Me and my husband are both very family oriented. We were raised to be that way, and family is just like everything to us. My mother-in-law, she just bought, and my mother and father-in-law, why did I say my mom? My mom and my dad just live a few miles away. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law just bought and moved into a house right down the street from us. They're like 4 doors down, and so that's been awesome, and we can see them all the time. And my sister-in-law is just building a house also right down the street. So we are very close to our family, and that is like a huge part of our lives, is being close to our family and how important that is for our children to have that in their life. So the boys just woke up Malia, so she's going to join us for the rest of the video. Maybe a little grumpy, but she'll be here. And so that talking about family just brings me into my next point, which is that I am Mormon. I was born and raised in the church, the LDS church, and that's a religion I continue to practice. People always have a lot of questions about that when they're not familiar with it, or they think they know a little bit. So if you have any questions about that, then definitely email me, message me. I would love to talk about the church with you, and I love Jesus, and I want to share his message. So definitely, anytime you want to talk about that, I'm more than happy to. My dream my whole life was to grow up and to become a mom. Ever since I was a little girl, that's just something like when people ask, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a mom. I want to have kids. I definitely thought I would have like 10 kids, and I'm definitely glad that that's probably not like the path for me. Now that I have 3, I realize that this is what I need. Maybe someday we'll feel like we need another, or whatever. We've considered maybe the adoption path or other ideas out there, or maybe fostering. But for now, I know that these are the kids that I'm supposed to have, and I'm happy with this. I'm not planning on having any more anytime soon. Yeah. Yeah. Does that make you happy? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about hair. Everyone always asks me, have you always had long hair? How do you grow your hair out? A lot of questions about hair length. I recently have cut a lot of it off. It needed to happen. It was a little too long, and it was just not flattering. It was just heavy and not really doing much for me. So we decided to trim it quite a bit and make it really healthy, and I'm really happy with that. But I do want to grow my hair longer than it is now. I have always had like long-ish hair. Everyone always said that my hair was long. When I look back in pictures, it didn't seem that long, but everyone was always like, you have long hair, probably since high school, and since high school I've always felt like I had long hair. So before that, I used to always cut my hair really short. So since I've had long hair, every time I do trim it, I feel like it grows back really quickly. I have heard that hair has a memory, and so when you cut your hair, it tries to get back to I cut my hair probably every 3 to 4 months just to keep it healthy. Otherwise you get damage and break off, and your hair can't grow, or it doesn't seem like it's growing because it's breaking off. I color my hair every 6 to 12 months. I don't do that as often, hence why I almost always have roots, but luckily balayage is kind of a trend, so I kind of just go with that. My natural hair color is dirty blonde. Growing up it was like very blonde, and then as I've gotten older it seems like it's gotten darker and darker. My husband didn't believe me when I told him that I have blonde hair. He just thought I always bleached my hair. I actually had to pull out pictures of when we were dating before I started bleaching my hair like this and show him like this was my natural hair color, this is blonde hair. I think my roots compared to the blonde maybe look more brown, but if I were to grow all this out, which might happen, I'm trying to figure out what my next hair phase is going to be. But I think if I were to grow all this out, it would grow in and he could see that it's not quite as dark as it may look. I keep my hair healthy and keep it being able to grow long by braiding it a lot, and I feel like that just prevents damage. Ponytails always cause a lot of breakage, and then heat obviously isn't great for your hair. I don't have time to curl my hair every day anyways, so even if I wanted to, it just wouldn't happen. I fantasize about cutting my hair off and having one of those cute stubby ponytails and the cute bobs with the cute curls. I love it. I think it's so cute and so pretty. I am terrified to do it. I don't think I could pull it off. I use my hair as kind of a shield, or just kind of, I hide behind my hair. So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I dream about cutting my hair off. Okay, and then these are just more random facts about me. Like I said, I grew up loving sports, and as an adult that turned into really loving fitness. I got my first gym membership when I was 12 years old because that's what we did in our family. My parents were devout gym goers, and so that was like our coming of age, like here's your gym membership. So while I was in college, I actually went ahead and got certified to teach fitness classes, and I taught spin classes and body pump classes for about a year, and that was so fun. I would love to do that again someday in the future. I don't think now is the right time. The kids are just taking a lot of my energy, but I think that someday maybe when they're in school I might have a little bit more time to do things that I want to do for myself, and that's one of the things that I hope to maybe do. Some more random facts about me is I hate being late anywhere. I just like to be very punctual. I like to be very organized, very planned. That is just who I am, and honestly it's been a blessing and a curse in my life, because when you are like that you want to control the people around you and make everyone on time and make everyone, you know, do your plan, and that's just not life. You just can't control people, and you know, my husband is probably the opposite of me, so that has been a huge learning experience for me. Have always had an obsession for perfume and fragrance and lotion, and then I started collecting it. I used to have like an entire closet filled with hundreds of perfumes. That was just something I loved. I have more recently been trying to simplify my life and just, I kind of wanted a signature scent. So my signature scent is Chanel Chance, and I love that smell. I know it's not for everyone. I've been told many times that that's for like an old lady smell, but I love it and I will wear that forever, I'm pretty sure. Another thing that I have always loved growing up is fashion and shopping in general. I feel bad for my mom because I remember asking her like every weekend when I was little, can we go to the mall? Can we go shopping? Can we I wanted to go, shop, look, buy. I don't know how my parents afforded me. I don't know how they were able to keep up with my shopping addiction. And I remember going into college and using my food money to buy clothes. I would rather have clothes than food, and that's just something I really love. And I thought that, oh, everyone likes to shop and everyone likes to buy clothes. I think most people do. We're gonna go see if she wants to be with daddy instead. So anyways, I realized that I really loved fashion and shopping and trends, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that that's a fun thing, and I think that as long as you're healthy and you don't become obsessed with materialistic things, then it can be a good thing. I am like deathly afraid of bees. They cause me to go into like a fight or flight panic mode. You know, when your heart feels like you can lift a car off of someone, that's what a bee does to me. And there's been a few incidents where a bee is around my child, and I literally panic thinking like my life will end or my child's life will end, and I need to sacrifice myself and get my child away from the bee, and it will take everything I have to like pick my child up and move away from the bee. I don't drink alcohol or do drugs. I think that's a given. I never have and I never will. I love having a really clean house. That's something that's really important to me. It releases a lot of like anxieties for me to have a clean house. When I'm upset, that's something that makes me feel better. When I feel down, that makes me feel better. Cleaning is like definitely an outlet for me, and when I lay down in my bed at night and my house is clean, I feel so much peace, and I understand that's not how everyone feels, but I think that a lot of people feel really good when they have a clean house. I have never really broken a bone before. I did bruise my tailbone pretty badly when I was in middle school, and I guess maybe that counts as being broken. I think that maybe is the same thing, a bruised and broken tailbone. And I remember it happening, and then I was in a lot of pain for like 2 years because tailbones just don't heal. There's really nothing you can do for them. I have a really hard time sharing food, and having kids has definitely challenged me in that way. I like to have my own plate of food and like take specific bites when I want to take them and how I want to take them, and take the last bite of this part of my plate. It's really weird, but I hate sharing food with people. And now that I have kids, obviously if you have kids then you know what's yours is theirs. And same thing with drinks. I will not share drinks, not even with my kids. I just can't do it. I would rather give them my entire drink than have them take one sip of it. So Noah found us now halfway through lunchtime, so don't mind his mess. Okay, so the last few things are about me and my husband and kind of like our history. My husband is 2 years older than me, and I met him actually when I was still in high school. I was 17 and he was, I think, probably 19 or 21. And we met through at one of my cousin's weddings, and we didn't really think of anything at that time. I was in high school and he was older, and so I just was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. My mom actually asked him to take me to my senior prom because nobody asked me to prom, and I think she felt really bad for me. And so he actually surprised me and took me to prom, even though I really didn't know him, and I felt really bad for him that he had to do that. And then he actually had to go on an LDS mission, so he went on to his mission, and then we didn't talk anymore. When he came home from his mission, then he messaged me on Facebook, and we went out on like one date, and I knew instantly, I just knew, like I was going to marry him. We dated for 2 years and then we got married. My husband was born in Peru, but he has lived here most of his life. That kind of explains why our children don't look anything like me. So that covers it. That is 50-ish facts about me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you get to know me better, and that I'm not just like this mysterious person that you watch clean her house, or I don't know, chase her babies around. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support you give. It's always so much appreciated. If you have any questions about anything, like I said, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time.